Well, howdy, y'all. Welcome to another lit episode of the High Voltage Live Show. I'm your host, Willie Snyder from NEC Code, coming to you live from the Mile High City in Denver, Colorado, joined by my awesome co-host, Mr. King James Stallcup, over there in Big Sky Country, Texas, giving old hook and horns from the Mile High City. And he is representing the Stallcup Electrical Education, inventor of the NEC Deathmatch. And I guess I'm the inventor and you're the creator, but I don't want to steal all your thunder because you did a really awesome job. And look, he's already up in here. He didn't fall asleep on the couch this week.
Who is that? Oh.
Oh. Oh man. He I don't know, man. He might get you this week, man. I mean, come on, Daniel. You can do it, man. Like.
Well, I will say this. This podcast will not be long because we're going to get ready to watch the Notre Dame Penn State game. So, and another thing that is out, let's see, probably it's not going to be long, but the Journeyman and Master is getting real close to being available on the learning management system, and also our individual calculation chapters are going to be on there here pretty soon. So everything's
nice.
Moving in the right direction. And we had a big meeting today with the publisher. And what amazed me is they were sitting there, they were brainstorming on what they wanted to do and everything. And they just literally said it was super impressive, everything. They said they'd never seen nothing like what I was showing. And
nice.
They said, we had discussed when this come out, we were going to send it to everybody that had purchased, anything from Stalker. They said, but this is so impressive. They said, we're sending out to anybody that's purchased anything electrical related. They said, because this is something, they literally told me they get calls all the time, people asking for stuff, and if they can do this and that. And they said, you have done it. She goes, but you did it 1,000 times over what we were even expecting. And I said, if somebody calls and say they want a customized course, I said, other than publications, I said, when I build those individual slides out, I can build those for them if they want it. And she was like, really? She goes, so if they just wanted this one course, just as it is, you can just do that. I said, that'd take me about 30 minutes. And I said, that includes sending the emails out to everybody and all of that. And they were like, wow, I can't believe how you've designed this thing. I mean, I literally went in, showed them, went through the guts of it, everything, creating something, showing them it working and everything. They were just
like, and you probably told them that I was the one that gave you the ideas too, right? So, you know what I mean?
They did give high props on the death match. They were looking at that, and they said, man, I was doing the practice exam and just sort of showing it to them, and they were looking at it, they go, did the graphics come like that behind it? Or I said, no, I had to design all that. And they were like, we've never seen anything like that. I said, I know, everybody's sort of
pretty cool
liking it. And I've got people already that are buying publications and stuff on there. So, hey, thanks to everybody doing it. There's more coming, so get ready.
Yeah, and a big shout out. We got 4 over on the Rumble side, so appreciate you joining in on the Rumble side. That's awesome. And like I say, I really appreciate. I had so much participation. Nat King Code, the myth of the week. It was so much fun. I almost didn't do a myth this week, but like I say, James said he'd have enough time for like a myth, maybe a quick tool, and then run the quiz. And I agree with you right now, scoreless game. So,
I was like, I want to be able to at least catch the last half of it. I was really interested in that. Okay, I sent a link to the learning management system through the chat if anybody wants to go over there.
Okay, and so we still have a scoreless game. Looks like Notre Dame's got the ball now, but like I say, it means a lot how much participation that we had in Nat King Code. And so, did I do a meme, or did you do a meme this week?
Yep, got it right here. Let me pop it.
All right. So I decided to do that one because a bunch of electrical buddies of mine in the Facebook groups were giving me a bunch of talking trash because they're KC fans. We got some Ravens fans up in there. So everyone was talking trash, acting like, they're better than us. And we'll see what happens. I'm not expecting much from a game on the road in Buffalo with the rookie quarterback. But, like I say, stranger things have happened on any given Sunday, any given Saturday on the playoffs. We'll see what happens. But
I like how you had them at the bottom seed. What's funny?
Yeah. So there was a bunch of the Bengals fans crying, saying that there should have been an 8th seed and that they should have let somebody else in from the, NFC and all this stuff. But
Tough titty.
Yep.
That's the rules.
Is what it is, and they acted like the Chiefs basically won on purpose and stuff, so it was pretty funny. But they threw the game just so that they didn't have to play the Bengals. But like I say, it was probably worse for Carson Wentz because he's trying to play for a contract next year. So we'll see what happens. But like I say, I had a lot of fun doing the myth this week. I was running around job site asking people, and it's pretty funny because I like how people have their initial reaction to the myth, because they're like, man, is there something I'm missing, or is there something that's worded weird to confuse? And the thing is, I try to just do it straightforward. Are you allowed to have individual branch circuit to connect your fire alarm? So I guess we'll roll the myth of the week.
Let's go.
It's time for Myth of the Week.
All right, so this is one of my favorite segments to do, and I always try to throw little pictures up there, kind of give you helpful little hints. Obviously, it looks like the garage is missing a heat detector. Might want to have a heat detector up in there. Possibly a lot of times they do different things, like in the basement, instead of having a smoke, they'll have a heat in there too, to try to avoid nuisance trips. But like I say, this is a lot of fun doing it every week. And the myth is single station smoke alarm. So I think that was the most interesting thing that I learned when I was getting my NISAT fire alarm license, is you have to know the difference between a smoke alarm and a smoke detector. In residential, we use single station smoke alarms, and in commercial, we use smoke detectors that are tied into a fire alarm system. So it's important to know the difference on that. But the single station smoke alarms are required by the NEC to be connected to an individual branch circuit. That is 100% false. And it's funny because it says that all detectors need to be on the same circuit. So I thought that was pretty interesting because, like I say, per the manufacturer instructions, does that mean it's required to have a single circuit that does all of them? Or, are they just, saying that they need to be on a bedroom circuit? Or, are they all supposed to be on a lighting circuit? So I think it's pretty interesting that it doesn't say what circuit they are required to be on, so that was actually pretty interesting. I thought that was pretty good. And like I say, they don't really draw anything, so there's really no reason for the load. But look who we have. We have Mr. E, Electrical Wizardry in the house. And a smoke detector initiation device on fire alarm system. Correct, David. Yeah. And the smoke alarm is actually a standalone device that can signal the smoke locally for that area. And like I say, there's different things. You want to have them 10 foot away from your kitchen and stuff. And we have ours exactly like 8 foot, so it's pretty funny. It disrupts some live streams here and there, and my wife is cooking and gets a little too fired up on the smoke detector, or on the smoke alarm, shall I say. Yeah. But like I say, this one's pretty interesting because a lot of people came out and said, no, it can't be on an individual branch circuit because that's a code violation, and I agree with that. Because that would mean that each smoke alarm is on its own dedicated branch circuit, and you can't have that. So I don't even think a single person got it wrong this week. I thought it was really cool, and I saw that, David. Somebody posted that.
Well, you have to remember, you listen to some of the guys that are out there, they say the NEC overrides the manufacturer's instructions, which I've always stated isn't true. And based on that, can I take over here? Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it, man. Okay. We're trying to get through this, so we'll make this one quick.
I just wanted to show something here. I'm actually going to share the screen here. I want everybody to take a look at this. I want to show you something that popped up from the 2026 cycle, and where they got a problem that's about to happen. Can y'all see on the screen pretty good?
Yep.
Okay, so what I'm showing here is the outlet, and what they have done, they have made a change here, and they're telling you here, and what I want to also point out, this is new, that is on here also. They've got in here failed ballot. So I'm not 100% sure what this is, because usually, like right here, there's an SR here I can go check. Well, I can't get to any of it now. I used to get to this. And the way that they've got this set up, I'm wondering if what they have here they're going to allow, because what it's saying is the point on the wiring system where the branch circuit conductors are connected to utilization equipment is what an outlet is. This becomes a big problem right here, because the branch circuit conductors could also connect to, say, a receptacle. A receptacle is a device. It's not utilization equipment. So now, where is the outlet? What is taking place here, this isn't going to fly. No. This has to change. I don't know what they're going to do, but I just wanted to point out to everybody, we've got a problem right here. Okay? So based on this, just sort of showing what an outlet is, I think this sort of helps a little bit when you're also looking at your branch circuits and stuff. Now I'm going to run up here and look at a branch circuit. Just give me a second to get there. Or shall I say an individual branch circuit. But I want to point two things out. And anybody that has followed the disagreements that have taken place, this has been one of my biggest arguments against the people that are disagreeing with me. Okay? Now, when you look at a branch circuit, what it tells me here, it says the circuit conductors between the final overcurrent protected device protecting the circuit and the outlet or outlets. Now, in my opinion, when I read that, that means I can supply one outlet. Okay, there's nothing that is ambiguous about that. I can supply one outlet or multiple outlets, and therefore a branch circuit could just supply an outlet. Therefore, it wouldn't have to be an individual branch circuit, because if you look at an individual branch circuit, it says it supplies only one utilization equipment. Now, I want to piggyback off of that a little bit from a revision that Bill sent in, and he put their outlet. They disagree with it, and they said, oh, wait, an individual branch circuit can have more than one outlet. I said, okay, well, then I took and put, just like in the branch circuit there, I put an outlet with the apostrophe around it with an S and said, okay, well, if it can have more than one, why do we even have to clarify its utilization equipment, since you say everything's an outlet at the end of the circuit anyway? So
True.
I made that comment.
And one thing I want to bring up too about that is that the way that the expanded content is worded, it says that the branch circuit connects to the outlet that the utilization equipment connects to. And they rejected that. And I don't understand why they rejected that, because it's in the expanded content that way.
Yeah. And one of the things that I have a problem with more than I do anything is when a branch circuit allows you to have one outlet, then why, if that's the case, why do I even need an individual branch circuit? Because you can just call it an individual branch circuit going over to it, but this is a very specific individual branch circuit, and it's directly going to utilization equipment. And in other words, that's telling me that could be cordon plugged or hardwired, that individual branch circuit. So, you know, and if it's hardwired, there's no outlet. Okay, and that's why it reads this way.
In my opinion, they gave the distinction of that branch circuit and individual branch circuit are clearly two different types of branch circuit. And the way they answered my public input, they said that it's not required for one outlet to exist. So that's telling me that you have an outlet if it's installed, and if you don't install one, it's not. It doesn't have to exist.
And let me put another one. Let's just say you look at a general purpose. It says a branch circuit that supplies two or more receptacles or outlets for lighting and appliances. So they're telling you here there's an outlet has to be there for that. It's not saying the outlet is at the light, the light or the appliance. It says it's put in place there to supply this for the lighting or appliances. That's why I've always stated you had to have a box. The box is the outlet. And then if you look at an appliance branch circuit, it supplies energy.
It's not that you have to have a box, but at the same time, it's like you have to know when there is an outlet and when there isn't an outlet.
That's right. In order for there to be one, there has to be a box there. If I cord and plug connect something, where's the outlet? It's the box. It ain't the device. Yeah. And if I hardwire something straight to it, there's no outlet. But if I have a box sitting there and I come over and connect into that box, there's where your outlet is.
Yeah, and I think they actually went backwards on that definition of the new definition of outlet for 2026, because basically they went the opposite direction. They're basically saying that there's an outlet when it's hardwired and there's no outlet when it's cord and plug connected.
That's basically what they said. And that's why I wanted to come back to this, and I wanted everybody to see what's in there and what is exactly taking place. So when I look at this, first of all, this, and I didn't even reference any sections or nothing because there's nothing to reference here. Okay. Yeah. And so we've answered this question here, and this takes care of this. But I like that you brought it up just for the simple fact, because it takes us back and refers us to some things that have taken place, and it makes you think, But I'll take this a step further. If you go in, and your one told me about this, if you go in and look at NFPA 72, they literally tell you that the manufacturer's instructions override the NEC.
Oh, yeah.
So, you can't say this for now, one code it applies, but not the other.
Now, I think you said that just a little bit wrong. The manufacturer instructions override NFPA. So, like, if NFPA is giving you guidance in 72, then the manufacturer instructions say refer to the manufacturer. Like, basically, the code, NFPA 72 gives you guidance to refer to the manufacturer instructions at all times.
That's right.
Like, it does not override at all.
And 72 will take some things that it referenced that goes with the NFPA 70, the code. What I'm saying is when they look at that and they're telling you in their manufacturer's instructions not to do this, that's what you better do. And let me explain why that is more than anything. NFPA is not the one that's responsible for that equipment. It's the manufacturer. And if the manufacturer's telling you to do something, and you do opposite of what they tell you, you voided the warranty of that equipment, period. True. They are no longer responsible. Now who becomes responsible? Well, you're going to say, well, NFPA told me. Well, NFPA, if you're going to make the statement that you override the manufacturer's instructions, then you're taking responsibility for that equipment. I mean, they better be careful what's going on here. You know, but you got certain individuals that are on these code making panels now, and I'm just going to say they're not experienced enough to be making these type of decisions. They need to go back and they need to look at what had happened in previous editions of the code, actually go back and read substantiations and what the intent was instead of giving your own opinion. And all you got to do is look how often people are rotated on and off them code making panels. They put people on there from organizations or stuff. And you know, back when I was going through it, they actually put people on that were actually strong in that particular thing. And what happened a long time ago, like that, they asked Dad to take over to be chairman for the hazardous location. The reason was because they put people on there that wasn't experienced and they screwed it all up. And then what Dad did, he said, I will take that position as chairman, but you got to allow me to put new people on there that know what they're doing. And so when people, they come to me and say, I can't believe you said that about them. No, I'm saying it because I've experienced it and I saw what took place. And I was actually an alternate on that committee. And as all them people were sending in experts at what they did, they actually had to put experts on there. They were sending stuff in and I was correlating everything, putting it in, you know, for each file that we needed to go through, and that way we could get it cleaned up. It took us 2 cycles to clean everything up, but they did that because they had people on there that were inexperienced, and that's just a fact. So,
and the one thing I want to say too, shout out, we still got 4 over on Rumble. That's awesome. You know, like the one thing I want to give a big shout out to Carl. Got the high score today on our lip training, so I told him I'd give him a shout out on the podcast. But the whole thing is, like, I brought that up to the safety director, and I says, hey, how come, because we were doing lockout tagout, and I was like, how come they call it shock prevention in 70E, you know? And I know I brought this up with you, we were talking about it the other day, and I think that it's kind of a thing that is getting a little bit weird when it comes to, like, do we want to prevent shock? Of course. But does a Class A device prevent shock? Not any differently than a Class B device or a Class C device or a GFPE device, you know? And so to me personally, when you say that your shock protection is better than the worldwide standard of shock protection, I think you got a problem there, because I think that's, you know, kind of calling out the whole world, saying the whole world's stupid, when here on these EVSE equipment, they haven't had a single incident of injury or death, and then they're saying that 30 milliamps is not a good threshold, that we have to have 4 to 6, and none of these equipment is proven to work on any of this 4 to 6 milliamp devices, but they're still pushing forward with it 2026. And to me, it's just arrogance, and it saddens me for the industry, because I just want things to work. I mean that's fine if you want to have safety and stuff, and like you could sit there and say like this vacuum will work great. This car wash vacuum will work great on 4 to 6 milliamps. You've shown a couple people have had problems with the equipment. Equipment became energized. It's stainless steel housings become energized. Yeah, I agree with that. You have dryer. I've heard people talk that, we've never heard any incidents of dryers. Well, yeah, there has. There was a mom and her daughter that got energized off of a dryer, and that has a high level of human interaction. I agree with that. I think that should be on Class A protection, But when you just start throwing all these things out there like microwave, and then their justification is, we want it on microwave because people like to work on their microwaves while plugged in. Well, the code cannot cover misuse of equipment, It's abnormal use of equipment, and the code cannot cover that. If you guys think you can go out there and you can cover misuse of equipment, then you might as well go put GFCIs on lawnmowers, because people misuse every piece of equipment out there, and you're not going to save them from it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of why I threw the little individual branch circuit little curveball in there. But I thought it was pretty funny because now all of a sudden they're on the other side that you can't do it because it's a code violation, but you could do an individual branch circuit on all kinds of other outlets. You could have as many outlets as you want.
Like I've always said, picking and choosing. Picking and choosing, don't use the code as a whole, which is, I preach that over and over all the time.
I agree. All right, well, let's move on to the tool review. Get through this real quick, probably under an hour.
All right.
It's time for Tool Review of the Week. Sponsored by Electricians Only Tool Review and Nipex Tradesman.
All right, well, this is one of my favorite segments because one of the things that I'm going to kind of go through as I do this tool review for 2025 is kind of a little bit about safety. And a lot of electricians, they use their linemen and their screwdrivers for chisel and whatever else. Well, this Milwaukee set is actually designed to be pounding screwdrivers. So I actually been using this a lot for like driving the Zap-It nail-in anchors, and actually just beating the crap out of rigid. It's really nice, and especially tightening lock rings and stuff. I was really impressed with this set. Like I say, the Phillips, like everyone wonders why you would need a Phillips to beat on stuff, but it actually fits perfectly in the nail-on anchors, and you just drive that baby in real quick. And then the other thing I like is the straight blade one for like tightening lock rings and everything else. Like I say, this was something that they wanted me to try out. It's kind of a new product that they came out with, and I could not believe that this is the only thing I could find on the market right now that is designed as good. I like the long reach. Looks like it's about a 6 to 8 inch long. The metal part is pretty long, so it gives you a lot of reach, and then you could get a good swing with your hammer. I really, honestly, I don't know what I would have used without this. I was funny because I was telling one of the control guys, big shout out to control guy. I was giving him crap today, but I don't know what I would have used because I was like, yeah, I finally bought a beater screwdriver. And he goes, really? He goes, you bought a piece of crap from Harbor Freight? And I'm like, nah, because that thing would just explode in 10 minutes, and then I'd have to go buy another beater screwdriver. So this, to me personally, is the way to go if you want to just beat on your screwdriver. And like I say, true beater screwdrivers, they have the metal end where you could just really get a nice good swing on them, won't tear the screwdriver up. And like I say, I was surprised. I used the straight blade one. It's got a pretty hardened tip on there, and I was getting after it pretty hard. I was using it as a pry bar, and I was getting after it pretty hard. I was doing some demo work on some Zapids that didn't work out, and they all worked. So like I say, as far as all the products on the market, this is one of the only ones I'd recommend for, like industrial beating on screwdriver. These are the ones like that. And like I was mentioning earlier, you use the right tool for a job. And this is the right tool for a job. You get a hammer and one of these in there, you should be fine. Just make sure you wear safety glasses, Mm-hmm. And, yeah, Daniel's had good luck with his too, so yeah, it's awesome, Daniel. Yeah, and I like getting feedback from guys who are actually out in the field, like licensed Colorado guys that know what they're talking about. So appreciate that, Daniel. And you're Daniel's more of a red guy than me. I got a lot of yellow decker stuff, but I finally got some red in my tool pouch now, so appreciate it, and I will recommend it. But what do you want to do first? You want to do Wall of Shame and then go quiz at the end?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and...
All right. Go.
Shame. 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 Shame.
All right. This you'll love this picture. Oh, the extension ring from hell right there.
Wow.
This one's pretty funny because people don't really understand why they do this, but this is kind of a necessity for like the door contacts and door security and stuff. And like this is actually a pretty smart way to do it when it comes down to the door controls. They require you to have like a 2x2 box, and then you have to get all the stuff in wall somehow into that 2x2 box. So this is kind of not a bad way to do it. We always have problems for some reason. Every time we stub our flexes in, they'll get like messed up by drywallers, like pinched into the door frames, or when they set the door frames, they somehow mess up those flexes. It's hard to get them through, but this is really the only solution that I know about. A lot of people mentioned that you would have to have the actual 2x2 screwed somehow to the 4 and 11 in the wall to make it electrically, make it bonded. I don't really see a reason why you couldn't just bond the two together and make this because NEMA 1 enclosures aren't required to be listed. So, I think that I don't think this is really that big of a deal, and I don't see this really failing inspection or anything.
All right.
But like I say, that's what they asked me is this a code violation? And I was like, maybe. I mean, sometimes they have 120 going in there. So
well, you could also look at that. You couldn't find something to purchase that would do what that would do, and then you would just be the authority having jurisdiction and approve it for Article 100 as authority having jurisdiction. You're good to go by. You just look at 110.3A, 110.2, and Article 100 for definition of approved.
Would you fail it?
I would just have them put something together, tell me what they did and everything, and their authority having jurisdiction, taking full responsibility, and then I'd pass it.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right, let's move on to the Willie Quiz. Good luck, Daniel. This is a good one this week. I bet you Adam will realize he missed the quiz because he'll watch and be like, oh, it's already over. All right, well, this is easy, super easy. Question number 1. Notre Dame's iconic Fighting Irish nickname originated from a game in which they defeated an opponent known for anti-Irish sentiment. Which team were they playing? Was it A, Michigan? Was it B, Northwestern? Was it C, Army? Was it D, USC? Or was it E, Navy? Good luck, everyone.
I actually know this one.
Dude, Daniel's right away going Northwestern.
He's correct. I remember this. This was back in the 1920s or 30s, somewhere right in there, I think it was. But and what it was, it was that they had a chant that was going on, and that's why they said it was anti-Irish sentiment. And I don't remember the chat that was exactly going on, but I was trying to remember where I saw that from. I remember them talking about it, but it was a chant that was going on, and that's when they got the iconic Fighting Irish fighting back against the chant that was going on by Northwestern during the game. So.
All right, so it looks like King James is going to copy Daniel's answer of B. Is that what you're going to go?
Oh, yeah, it's B.
All right, well, I'm sorry, but you guys are wrong. It was actually Army that started the whole Fighting Irish thing, and then it moved over to Northwestern, but oh, so close.
Really?
So close. Yeah, it started at Army. It was a game where they beat Army, and Army had never lost, or they had a really good record. And so yeah, it was Army that started that. Northwestern did pick it up though, because I knew that was gonna be your second answer.
Well, I remember them talking about that because I remember them. Wasn't they chanting something, and that's why. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a chant that was going on here.
Yeah, but it started at the Army game. They used to have really big Army games down there. All right, Penn State's original school colors were not blue and white. What were they? Is it A, pink and black, B, green and gold, C, red and blue, D, yellow and purple, or E, yellow and blue? Good luck, everyone.
I know people will find it hard to believe when Penn State actually had these colors, but I belong to Orange Bloods, and they have things on there where they show some of the old uniforms that teams wore and stuff, and the one that everybody was making fun of was Penn State before they changed it to that dark navy blue and white, but they actually were they were pink and black actually.
Wow, you copied Daniel's answer. Oh yeah. Dude, looks like you guys finally got one right. All right. Good start. Awesome. So yeah, that is correct. The answer is A, pink and black.
Yeah, that I actually knew. So
all right. So Notre Dame's football program became famous for its four horsemen backfield in the 1920s. Who was the legendary coach that led that team? Was it A, Frank Leahy? Was it B, Ara Parsigan? Parsigan? C, Newt Rockney, D, Lou Holtz, or E, Elmer Layden? Good luck, everyone.
Well, I definitely know one you can scratch off is Lou Holtz.
Yeah, 100%.
Actually, the one that was back then was Newt Rockney. I actually know that one too.
All right, well, good thing you copied Daniel's answer because you are correct. C is the answer. Newt Rockney was.
Yeah, he's really famous. His name is really associated with the Four Horsemen.
And if you follow the Monday Morning Coach page, Newt Rockney is on the cover. So.
Yep.
All right, cool. Question number 4. Penn State's Nittany Lion mascot is derived from a local mountain near the university. What is the mountain's name? Is it A, Mount Nittany? Is it B, Mount Lionheart? Is it C, Nittany Peak? Is it D, Mount Happy Valley? Or is it E, Mount Lion? Good luck, everyone.
Well, this and I don't know. I know they play in Happy Valley, but I'm sure it had to be A or C. I'm gonna flip. I don't have no freaking clue. I landed on head, so Mount Nittany is probably Nittany Peak, but I got heads for A. I went with the Nittany.
All right, so looks like you copied Daniel's answer, and that worked out so well in the first one. But luckily, you guys are correct. It's Mount Nittany. Answer is A. So your lucky coin pulled you through. So far, Daniel's winning.
It's about 90%. I get it about 90% of the time with the flip.
There you go. You got better. You got almost as good odds as Hillary.
And I have no idea on this one either.
So, question number 5. Which of the following is a shared characteristic between Notre Dame and Penn State's football traditions? A. Both teams have had only white jerseys for home games. Both programs have played at least 10 games in Ireland. C. Both have iconic independently owned college football programs. D. Both schools use a victory march as their fight song. Or E. Both have 4 number 1 draft picks that entered the NFL. Good luck, everyone.
Okay, I'm going to go through elimination first. I know Penn State is independently owned, but I don't think Penn State is. That'd be a state one, so I'll get rid of that. I don't think they all played 10 games in Ireland, so I'm going to get rid of B and C. And probably get rid of E, too. So, now, that's interesting because I remember watching games where Penn State played, and they have a whiteout that they've done a couple of, or they talk about the whiteout for the home games. And I think when but I've seen them wear blue too. That's interesting because I don't know about Penn State. I know most home teams they'll wear the colored jersey; they don't do white. But I know, God, I don't think they've always wore white as their home game jersey though. I'm trying to think about that.
I know Penn State did. I'm pretty sure they did this year.
I'm trying to think. I know Notre Dame, they're independently owned, but I thought Penn State was a state school. I don't think it could be independent. I don't know. I'm gonna go with A. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one, James. I was wondering if you were gonna catch that one, but obviously Daniel did. And a C. They're both independently owned. So Daniel J comes through, swoops in, gets his 7th victory. He's a 7-time champ. Just swoops in and kills it at the last question. The only one of the whole entire quiz that King James didn't know. So you got lucky there, Daniel. So
well, I wasn't 100% sure because I know Penn State a lot of times they do wear white, but I wasn't sure about Notre Dame. But I knew Notre Dame was independently, but I did not know Penn State was independently.
big shout out to Adam. Sorry, I should have told Adam we were gonna do it earlier, but big shout out to Adam. Got the freaking pickle shot of the night for end of the quiz. Appreciate you, Adam.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Thank
I'm
you
gonna
so
go
much.
watch football. What's the score right now?
3-0 Penn State.
Yep, 3-0. All right, let's wrap this
Hey.
bad boy up.
Everyone have a good week. Have a good weekend. Go Broncos. And remember, make every day an easy day.
Hook 'em horns, DeMar. Hook 'em, hook 'em, hook 'em. You know, it's funny because I played pool tournament on Friday night. I told him, I said, I won't be there Friday. He goes, why not? I said, the Longhorns are playing. And he goes, oh, you can still play while the game's on. And I said, shit, I can't concentrate while that game's on. I said, you're out of your freaking mind, brother.
Yeah, you're still freaking getting off your heart medicine from the last one.
Yeah. All right. Everybody
All
have
right.
a good week. Let's roll it.
Deuces.
Peace out, everybody.